recurring theme on a lot of our social media, but particularly TikTok, which I find interesting, is a lot of hot air basically in the comments about training tools and techniques. And there's a few reasons why public forums such as TikTok, I mean, they're amazing for discourse and for conversation, discussing topics, getting information out quickly. But they're also a place that a lot of people go for help, information, advice. And people that are heading to, let's say, TikTok or Instagram, wherever, Facebook, for information on dog training and tools, and they come across a page like ours, which a few of our posts recently went quite viral, so it's not unreasonable to think that at least local people might see our stuff. And they're having issues with their dog. A serious dog with serious reactivity issues, such as Bear, a huge male German Shepherd, who has a bite history and had severe reactivity issues at one point. Imagine being his owners and going online and seeing the negative comments about training tools and techniques when you're looking for help, looking for answers. The simple fact is that a lot of these comments, and we're going to show a few here on the screen that appear on our page, if you do even the most shallow amount of digging for information on the people that comment these comments, you go to their pages basically. They may have one dog with reactivity, claim to have fixed it by using what just looks like voodoo and magic, but the dog's still reactive. Or they may have competed in some low-level agility, or some of these dog training pages, I don't see a single dog. I just see somebody talking a lot of venom and anger about training tools rather than offering information to people and assistance. It's painful for me on so many different levels because dogs like Bear, they don't get the help that they need if their parents are unlucky enough to come across those comments before they realise there are real solutions to their problems. I myself, many years ago, was misled by training and training methodologies, and I created a whirlwind of issues with a Malinois that is basically my origin story in dog training. I got through that and she became a drug detection dog and we worked together for a long time. It was wonderful. But if I hadn't have come across the correct, that's the wrong word, training that worked for her, not correct training, because there's no such thing as correct training. It's what works for the dog. But dogs are actually pretty simple. Dog training is actually pretty simple at its heart. Many years ago, we were misled by training online. And it's this shame culture almost that is online about using tools and techniques and people looking for real solutions to horrific problems that are absolutely life-changing. People with aggressive and reactive dogs are incredibly lonely. Like, it's a horrible place to be when you're stuck in that at home. So comments that we get about this device here, the e-collar. Yo, you like that, don't you? You do. You were nearly eating it earlier. So this is Bear's e-collar and it's rather snazzy, so it is. We get comments like, e-collar, don't you mean electric collar? Yeah, because that's what E stands for, do you know? Only bad trainers use shock collars, X, Y, and Z. So I'm going to go into the technology of this a little bit. If any of you at home have ever used a TENS machine, Google what a TENS, T-E-N-S machine is. Basically, it is a machine that pulses your muscles. By the very definition of the electricity that runs through this device, it is not an electric shock. An electric shock is an electric current. This is static. There is no live electricity that runs through these diodes. Zero, by its very definition. So even that fact that people are calling them shock collars, the lack of education around these devices is absolutely unbelievable. Quite literally, the battery in this device could not power a smoke alarm or the light on a bike. They are just so inconsequential. What they do is they pulse the muscle depending on you pressing the button and what level you use. Yes, they can be uncomfortable. Yes, I'm quite sure at the higher levels they may be painful for some dogs, but we're not using them to cause pain. They have as many levels as they do because they vary as deep as the ocean, as do the levels on the collar and the ways that they can be used. Come on, Bear. So Bear is also wearing a prong collar, and you go onto our TikTok page when we introduce different types of prong collar, and the amount of people that profess to be dog trainers, that when you look at their pages, they've maybe trained 2 dogs, but they're their own family dogs and they're still reactive. They show sometimes before and middle parts of training, but then that dog that they were training is never seen again on their profile. Whereas you go to our Google page and we have Google reviews up to here of real people that have real results from our training, and their dogs are invariably happier and more confident because of that training. Dog training isn't rocket science. Nobody's out here abusing, hurting dogs. The simple fact is that the shame that some people in the online dog training space, the shame that they put on people that are just looking for solutions, they're looking for help, is really unfair. Dogs and their owners deserve better. The comfort of the owner as well seems to be lost in this online discourse when it comes to dogs. It is completely okay for owners to put their needs as a priority as well. And it is important for our mental health as dog owners that we're not out in the public with our dogs kicking off at everybody in every car and every other dog. It's not fair. It's a community issue. Dogs that are reactive, dogs that are aggressive, they break communities apart. Dogs that are ravaging children and are left loose in the community, completely just left to their own devices with no recall, no training. This is a community issue. It's a deep issue that affects us all. And if there was one thing that I can hope to change, even for just a few people, is that tool use, it means you're a good owner. These tools are not cheap. Nobody's going online purchasing these tools to abuse their dogs. A leash is pretty cheap to abuse a dog. Your foot is free. Do you know that you want to abuse a dog? There's better ways to do it than spending hundreds of euro on amazing equipment that gives a dog more freedom.